Yeah, folks, Spider-Man Noir is indeed a Marvel Snap card. That's about all I can say on this one because I really struggled with this card today. It has a really cool payoff. This on reveal, if your other cards in play cost exactly 8 total, add the top card of your deck here, set its power to 8. That's a really cool payoff because, you know, it can like cheat 8 power Blue Marvel into play, and that can be worth a ton of points, you know, or an Ant-Man or a Kazar, Dazzler, whatever, right? The ongoing cards in this list in particular are really nice payoffs. And frankly, I mean, even if it's just an 8 power Maria Hill, I mean, that's okay. You're still getting, you know, 14 total points out of your 4-drop, which is certainly way above rate. So there are some really nice high rolls, and when it hits, the floor is still fine. The problem here is this condition: if your other cards in play cost exactly 8 total. That's where this all really starts to fall apart for me, because if you want to play this on curve on turn 4, which I think you pretty much always do, then you only have 6 energy available before that. You have 3, 2, and 1 on the first 3 turns. That adds up to 6, which means you do need to kind of cheat some extra energy into play. So, you know, that's what this deck is doing with cards like Rhino. You're getting an extra 1 power here. Squirrel Girl is getting 2 extra cost here. I mean to say. Debris is getting 2 extra cost from Rock. Shauna can actually just be 6 energy all by herself, trying to create some little combinations where, you know, you line up basically a little extra energy leading into that Spider-Man Noir. So some like really good examples might be Rhino on turn 2 for 3 energy, and Debris on turn 3 for 5 energy. That gives you 8 for your Spider-Man Noir. And then, of course, your rocks aren't necessarily a downside in this deck because you got Blue Marvels, Kazars, Marvel Boys, etc. You like filling out those spaces, makes your Mockingbird cheap, so it's not really a big punish. Some other combinations might be like, you know, Shauna for 6 and a Dazzler for 2. Or maybe it's Squirrel Girl for 3, Dazzler for 2, and Marvel Boy for 3, right? Like, you just try to piece together all these little combinations. But there's 2 problems with that. Number one, it's actually still kind of surprisingly hard to line it up, because sometimes you'll get like a Rhino for 3 and you'll have like a Squirrel Girl for 3, but then you have like a 3-drop and you can't play it because you're wrong. So it's like, maybe you need to run more like natural 2-drops. That's why I put Maria Hill in here. I had a different version of the list without Maria at first. I was like, okay, this maybe gives me kind of a 1 for supreme flexibility and a 2 for a little extra flexibility, and that could help piece together some turns. But it's like, even though you have all of these different little things, it's still really hard to get all of them in hand. And it's like, yeah, I think you could maybe run more 2-drops to smooth it out a little bit in this particular list. But then you're taking away really powerful cards. Like, suddenly you have to cut a Mockingbird or a Blue Marvel or a Kazar. And it's like, you know, from a deck construction standpoint, you just can't cut all the good stuff because you're not always going to have Spider-Man Noir. You have to have other win conditions and other ways to play, and your deck can't just be all really cheap stuff, I don't think. At least, certainly not this list can be. So then the other side of it is like, you don't always know that you're going to have a Spider-Man Noir. Sometimes he's not in your opening hand. So do you plan around a top deck? You know, like, you might draw him on turn 4 and be really sad that you didn't play around it, particularly if you're recording videos like me. So there's that whole side of it. It's like, I think the rule is if you don't have him in hand, you don't plan around him. But even when you do have him in hand and you start planning around him, then half the time locations screw you. Like, oh, hey, here's a monster from Monster Island. Oh, hey, here's X Mansion that's going to screw you. Here's a little ninja that's going to screw you. Your opponent's going to play a Luna Snow or a Green Goblin or just whatever random thing that screws your plans. And then sometimes you can't adapt. Or alternatively, there's been many moments, I can't say many, there's been a few moments where I was able to make a line, but I had to like sacrifice an entire turn where it's like, oh, okay, I just kind of need to skip my turn 3 or whatever, or skip my turn 2 in order to set up the Spider-Man Noir on turn 4. And it's like, well, shoot, I'm just wasting 3 energy now in essence to get this Spider-Man Noir down, where it's like, yeah, he has a nice payoff, but if I'm wasting entire turns, is that payoff really worth it? Would I rather just play out on curve and on tempo instead of making sacrifices for Noir? Now, I will give the caveat, you know, this is a day 1 list. It's not refined. It's not perfect. Maybe there is a better combination of low cost cards and high cost payoffs that can kind of make this worth it, that hits more consistently. I challenge, though, that between locations, opponents, and just natural card draw variance, it's really, really hard to line things up, because you have to have these kinds of cards that give you the extra energy. And, you know, I think Mr. Sinister is probably a really good inclusion, but didn't fit quite as well into a zoo deck. So, you know, maybe there's like a Patriot Mr. Sinister version of this that does well. But despite all of that, I actually had an insane run with this deck. On the first version, I went 4-2, and then I took out an Iron Man and added the Maria. On the second version, I ripped off a nice 9-4, 69% win rate. So I can't really complain, for the record. Like, it didn't go badly, but I didn't really win many games because of Spider-Man Noir. I won a lot of games as a good zoo deck, and like, he actually probably hurt and was just kind of a dead card. Or I have some weird things in here that would be better spent on other cards. Like, I probably wouldn't really run Rhino and Debris in this deck normally. I don't know. He didn't hurt the deck really, because it still performed really well. I just think he's got a lot of problems and a lot of solving to be done from both the deck building and gameplay experience, and that's going to make him really hard to be good. I don't have much faith in this one right now. Very fun, very interesting, just probably not very powerful, as you're about to see. So, God, this is what I hate, dude. Like, I don't know if I can play Ant-Man, because it might throw off our numbers. Boy, I've never had a video like this where every game is me like talking about, every single game is me talking about how hard it is to play around the spotlight card. I guess maybe there's a way to frame that a little more positively where you say like, you know, oh, I get to try to get to Noir. So Shauna would be the biggest cost output I have. Otherwise, like, when do you play Noir? I play this on 4 and this on 5. I could actually go, okay, I could go Marvel Boy, Kazar, Ant-Man Noir on 5, but it's like, man, that sucks. Because you're playing a Marvel Boy. If I go Shauna, that's 6. This is 7. Yeah, it's got to be this way then. Nor Dimension, does that change anything for me? It fills my hand. Could be good, could be bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a choice here. It's really tough that you're just tempoing a Marvel Boy, but oh my god, the cube! Everything screws you! Like, I could do this, right? This is 5, 6, but then there's no 2 next turn. So now I'm just sitting on an Ant-Man that I can't play. I mean, I can play it after the Noir, like, you know, I'll play it down later, but I'm just saying, like, and like, also, what's my payoff even gonna be? I don't even know. Jubilee, don't you dare give me something somehow, Jubilee. War Machine, okay, that's kind of fine, I guess. Like, scary, obviously, but kind of fine. It's just like, you know, I've sacrificed so much at this stage, like, has it been worth it, is your next question. Like, you know, did we sacrifice so much that we've, like, lost the game in a different direction now, you know? I guess we go super wide, just hope to hit, like, what, Dazzler off this. We can move stuff around from New York to reposition power, maybe just try to dump, like, Blue Marvel and stuff. I don't know. Ebony Maw, they got that big Galactus in hand, it looks like. That's definitely gonna buff this turn. Storm is obviously fine. Really late, doesn't matter. We need to think about, like, Infinite Math, maybe Doctor Doom sometimes in these. Debris, actually, I mean, it's fine, right? I don't know. It's kind of a 15 power dude a little bit. It does leave me less space to move things around, but I do just have a lot of big numbers in play right now, to be honest. I guess the question becomes, like, how am I mean, I need to make sure that I flip. Oh, Mockingbird's pretty nice as a spike, but do you like the width of Blue Marvel better? 11, 12 left. You could maybe just do a Shauna, to be honest. Well, I mean, even Shauna Mockingbird's pretty sweet. You're still really strong mid here. Like, it forces, you know, a Galactus plus type thing. Right, we have 10, 12, roughly 15, which forces a pretty big flip. I mean, honestly, I guess you could just go for the Maria so that you have a safe result. Because, you know, this could hit something really bad, like the Hood. Like, yes, you're removing a high roll, but I think maybe consistency is worth more in this case. You know, this is wide enough that I think it's a problem for them to solve. You know, if they stack well, which it seems like they've done kind of well, but I think, yeah, Mockingbird's gonna flip left, so that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Galactus to flip right, but yeah, this holds. Yeah, I mean, honestly, okay, that was, it was messy, it was late, you know, like it all came together pretty late with the Noir on turn 5, but he was just 14 plus power, you know, even the Rock's an extra couple points, theoretically, maybe kind of one, because it stole the Marvel Boy buff from something else, but you know, I guess if I think about it, he developed 9 extra points, so he was just kind of a 415. Was awkward. We sort of made some sacrifices, but at the same time, we did fill out the board, you know, so how much did we really sacrifice? It's pretty good numbers. It's like when it hits, you like it. It's just how much, you know, how much are you sacrificing around it in the meantime, I think. Hey, Spider-Man Noir. This is my first game with this new list. I had a list before with Iron Man instead of Maria Hill. I wanted another payoff for Spider-Man Noir with the Iron Man, which honestly felt pretty good. It didn't really feel like a Spider-Man Noir setup because it's really hard, I'm finding, to get to 8 reliably. Even now, like looking at this hand, like what is this? This is a 6 and this is a 2 actually. So the Athena here might save me. 2 and 6. This is 3 and 3 and 2 as well. So you could also go Iron Man, Squirrel Girl if you wanted to. But basically Maria gave me both a 1-drop and a 2-drop sometimes, but I felt like I needed another 2-drop, but also having a 1-drop for flexibility is nice. So it was hard to kind of get both. Now the Rock could screw me up. Also though, playing Spider-Man Noir is going to make me not play Marvel Boy as a follow-up, which kind of sucks. Because like you can't wait either, like you have to play him on time. Man, there are a lot of problems with this card, right? Just a lot of things that you want to do with him that kind of make, oh my god, no. He's turned off. This is exactly, oh dude, like just unbelievable that we actually lose a 6-point turn 3, by the way, to Arishem Man Thing. Like actually insane. This is exactly this is exactly what happens though. Locations screw you. Honestly, it's hard to do the math anyway. This card's tough, dude. I don't, you know, I'm not gonna pretend this is the right list necessarily or whatever. I'm actually winning games just being a zoo deck, you know, so it's fine either way, I guess. But man, I'm finding it difficult to get Noir to hit. It's tough. Vision moves right, which gets debuffed. That's kind of funny. Kazar, I guess, does flip this, right? He's +7 here. I guess I got a Spider-Man, I forgot. Yeah, I guess we go Maria just for Athena. That's fine. But dude, yeah, I don't know. He's just like, you're gonna get a video of this guy sitting in hand a lot, I think. And it's like, you can't even really build any crazy payoffs, you know? I think he's often really just gonna be the 14 power card. I've got some ongoing cards, which are nice, you know? Those are good hits. They get a little bonus. Some stuff's risky though, like Shauna could lock you out of games. They actually doubled down right for the Viv. Wow. I didn't even see what I hit. The hammer covered the card, I felt like. Blob. Okay, well at least they've like over-committed right now to some extent. That's kind of nice. But can I win? Can I win elsewhere? Debris Rhino? It's the strongest I can get left. I mean, Ant-Man's pretty strong. Rhino's pretty strong mid with Athena. I mean, surely that holds, right? Outside of like Killmonger or something. I just didn't think I had space for Kyera in this deck because I needed ways to get extra cards into play. So Debris, Shauna, you know, at the 3 slots. It's just really, like, that's the thing, is you just make so many sacrifices. You make deck building sacrifices. You make curve sacrifices. Oh boy, they went hard mid. Uh-oh. Nervous, but surely, oh my god, dude. Surely we hold. Athena's gonna buff one more time. Oh my god. Barely. Dude. Marvel Boy helps too, I guess. Bro, that was close though. I still don't know what this was to this day. Look like an Iceman? Yeah. Whew. Again, another great win. I'm winning a lot of games, man. Well, with the previous version of the deck, I think that data is going to get merged in because I didn't put it in a new deck slot. I'm like 5-2 right now. We're going well, but just not Spider-Man Noir at all. Hey, it's Spider-Man Noir. We have 5-2. We really need Rhino. Why is it so hard to line this up? I mean, you can't, like, you know, I could just squeeze in like maybe more 1-drops or something, but you just can't do that forever, you know? 5 and 3. Oh! Squirrel Girl saves us. Oh my God, yes. Squirrel Girl saves us. This is 3 and 5. We got it. We got Noir on 4. Okay. Doesn't win me the game though. Skellions, actually chill. We don't care. That's fine. Power's gonna get condensed pretty hard left with like Squirrel. Maybe we put Debris here because of that Bifrost, right? So Noir, I guess we'll put left. Diamondback, clearly some kind of this was not a Triskelion card, right? So some kind of Wiccan plus stuff. This needs to be not Shauna, Marvel Boy, or Blue Marvel, or Ant-Man only. Blue Marvel, please, one time. Give me an extra Blue Marvel, please. Blue Marvel! Ant-Man's actually pretty solid hit. I'll take that. That's a lot of power mid still, despite this, and we can spike a little extra with Kazar. The challenge, you know, is that like we're locked in. Bifrost made this game really, really scary in that regard. Ooh, Marvel Boy though is good. Then I want to finish on exactly Blue Marvel Kazar. That's it. I don't know if we'll ever get strong enough right though. Like that's pretty exposed. Particularly Diamondback makes life pretty easy. So I'm using Marvel Boy to hopefully splash mid a little bit because I think mid could hold. Luke Cage, okay, definitely setting up. Yeah, buffs mid I like. Buffs mid are better than right, I think, generally speaking. Yeah, we'll play the Kazar here and then hopefully the Blue Marvel. I don't think they're gonna have any goblin-y type stuff, so I'm not worried about that so much. Top deck Blue Marvel. Worst case Mockingbird. Well, worst case I guess is Erisham, but next worst case, like we don't want to draw Rhino basically. Snap is pretty scary. I'm sure they're feeling quite confident here with me locked in already. Maybe the Kazar changes math enough though that it's okay. And then maybe Blue Marvel really changes math enough that it's okay. That said, you know, I think Diamondback in particular is really, Diamondback Bluestone's really scary. Man thing, but we're still holding, interestingly. We missed the Blue Marvel and we missed the Mockingbird. That sucks. Yeah, that's gonna make life hard because now this seems a little too solvable, right? A Hazmat here just blows you up in both spots. I needed the Blue Marvel to add 4 more power mid so that maybe we could surprise them, but seemingly that's not gonna happen. Shh. Dude, when things finally go our way, bro, when things finally go our way, we get a big cool Spider-Man Noir card with Ant-Man. It gets freaking Shang-Chi'd. Not that it mattered, like obviously the Hazmat here was gonna blow us up anyway, but actually insane. Dude, this card is tough, dude. It's tough. All right, man, this is like every game I gotta do math. They're making me do math. It's rude. This is 1 and 3. You skip turn 3, you played Kazar, you could go Noir on 5. Let's hold the Ant-Man though, because we do have a lot of flexibility usually to play him on turn 2. Only Dazzler would really interrupt that. Zabu for the opponent. Okay, they might be doing Spider-Man Noir stuff. I could see Zabu as a way to grease the wheels a little bit. Okay, so we do this would actually be 3. We could play Debris on 3 for another 5. That would put you at 8. Debris would be a great top deck here. Really good top deck here. Ooh, that's good for us too. Marvel Boy, unlike Debris, is only 3. So this would put us at 3 and 3 is 6. I think I would rather go Kazar on 4 into Ant-Man Noir on 5. So we're kind of skipping a turn, but hoping that we can catch up later. Which this is gonna be tough to beat. Potentially could be. Saw a Patriot Surfer deck pop it up a minute ago. Like these could get double buffed. Patriot in particular would be really strong, right? Whoa, Danger though is crazy. Okay, actually sucks for me in Citadel. Like, you know, you have some otherwise normally very good targets there. So like we said, this would be Ant-Man into Spider-Man Noir. Normally I would send this into Citadel. Well, I mean, in theory, this isn't buffed yet. Everything coming out is going to be bigger. If it hit Dazzler, you'd be pretty pumped. Shauna also, honestly, would be a good result because I need to fill out my board more. He's active, right? I did the math right. Why is he saying not active? Am I stupid? Oh, because he's not counting Ant-Man yet. It's 3, 4. Yeah, this is fine. I guess we put him right. I don't know. Can we just dodge that danger though? Do we think we can win left with like Blue Marvel? It's the question you start to ask because these aren't really buffing anything else. I guess I'm gonna go head into it, dude. See what happens here. Like theoretically, this is fine. I don't know how much onboard buffing they're gonna do or how much they're relying on hand buffing. As you can see there, that's like mostly hand buffing. So if that's the case, Noir will be fine. That's a cool animation, by the way. Oh, Squirrel Girl. I mean, you know, it's fine. She's big at least. It helps the Mockingbird some in theory. So I think the question we ask right now is how much do we trust left? Like I said, I don't think this is going to be a Patriot style deck. So I think it would be more Surfer, which is, you know, in theory, it could be Chameleon. They could maybe add 12 there. I think that's not a big problem. If I go Blue Marvel right, though, he dies. I don't think we can do that. I think it would be like Debris Marvel Boy. Well, Marvel Boy also dies, though. Maybe you go Marvel Boy here. Feels kind of bad. You're only really getting Debris, right? I mean, that's a pretty big power output, I guess, if I look closely. 22. Maybe even more with Marvel Boy. Do you flip mid at all this way, though? Not really. You go to 5 that you can see. Maybe Marvel Boy pushes you to 7. So you really are in on right. I'm just thinking, like, do I like maybe Mockingbird better? But I don't think she's quite cheap enough. I think the Marvel Boy buffs right could actually make a big difference, maybe. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Sebastian Shaw Surfer. That's a tie right. I need the Marvel Boy buff right, dude. I need... Oh! Called it. Yes. Dude, we almost did do the thing mid, too, by the way. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this game's not like astounding or anything, but it works. You know, we got there. Sure enough, an 8-power squirrel's pretty big, man. So, you know, like this summoned a 9-power card effectively, and that, of course, summoned a 2-power card effectively. The Marvel Boys would have hit other things anyway. So, you know, he kind of got an extra 11 power, which is kind of like a 417. I'm still not sure the sacrifices are worth it, but at the same time, I'm currently 8-2 across the 2 decks that I made. Okay, 3, 6, 7. So unfortunately, from like a curve standpoint, that doesn't land. Rhino and Marvel Boy is 6. You need a 2-drop. Oh, I guess I'm just playing this curve out anyway, just because Marvel Boy is good, but I could definitely find myself with a gap here. Oh, it's so hard. If I top deck Shauna, she's 6, so that's not right. If you top deck Dazzler, you're slightly happier, I think, but I kind of need to top deck a 1-drop, but then like I'm playing this on turn 5. It is so hard to hit, dude. Squirrel and Ant-Man for them, so they've got 4. Debris would be amazing if I didn't have Ant-Man down. I'd have 3 and 5, but instead Debris puts me up too high. God, it's so hard to get this right. It is so hard. Now I have to drop a 1-drop next turn and nothing else for Spider-Man Noir to be any good. It's just too late. Like, I've missed the window. Opponent looks like they're a little better off, right? 3, 5, 6. No, they've also missed a window. I feel like they're probably doing the same thing. It's just really hard to get this card right, guys. I don't know, man. I'm sure there's ways to just go all in on like 1-drops for like way more flexibility or something, but that has its own separate problems, I feel like. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't see it. It's so hard. I've tried to include, because it's not just like, you know, you can't run simple, you can't run only simple numbers, right? You have to run the stuff like Rhino, Debris, and Shauna to juice the numbers a little more. But then it just gets so hard because who knows? It gets so hard because, you know, like, you just can't predict what you're gonna draw next. It's like, if we'd known we were gonna draw exactly a Debris, like, yeah, we could have changed it, but if we'd drawn a Dazzler, we could have done something different, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not totally sure Rhino is the best fit, is one thing I'll say. Like, I don't know if I love the Rhino necessarily. I just don't. Oh my god, Ultron's sick, dude. That's not enough mid though, right? Or left? It's almost enough left. Dang, dude, that was almost enough left. Crap, that was close. Yeah, dang. Yeah, I mean, I just tempoed a Spider-Man Noir, and I would have just been 1,000 times better to play a Kazar. I don't think I had Kazar at that time though, right? Why did? I'm sure I would have played it otherwise. I think I drew him a little late, but it's just so hard, dude. Okay, so Squirrel Girls 3. This is actually 5-8. That's actually the perfect curve. Holy moly. Yes. Please, God, one time a good Spider-Man Noir on curve. Please. Without any sacrifices or changes. I'm wondering if that means maybe I need more 2-drops, but it's really, I guess, only Squirrel Girl that lines up the 2-drop. It's just so many different permutations, basically, right? It's crazy how many different ways you can split the math on this one. Oh, every time I think I have it clear, something comes in to screw me. I guess we pass now because clearly this is gonna add some cost. I mean, thankfully nothing's so big that I can't work around it, I guess. Like Kazar would be fine still. Marvel Boy's a great hit to get it down a turn early. That still just lets me play the Dazzler on 3 as well. Oh, they ripped their Jane early, missing a Mr. Negative payoff potentially. I really still would take the Spider-Man Noir, no problem. Easy. Could even go Ant-Man Maria here to get more bodies down for Yggdrasil. 3-3, yeah. I mean, this, like I said, would be a fantastic hit for Noir. Please, one time in my life. I'll play him left, I guess. Doesn't have any great hits himself. Magic is not good news for us, generally speaking. Penny Parker's kind of cool, though. Lets me add power without space, which is nice for a deck that clogs out otherwise. Noir one time? Oh, we're gods, dude. We're gods. I need Blue Marvel. Debris or Shauna could really screw me here, actually. Even Rhino kind of screws me a little bit, honestly. If I hit Shauna, though, it's game over. It's straight up just game over. Maybe I go here in case it's Shauna. It's like still kind of game over, though. I don't know, dude. Don't be Shauna, please. Don't even be... Well, Debris bad, too. They're the same difference. Rhino, actually, okay. I dodged an extra space there. Nice. Rhino, not my favorite hit or anything, but I did dodge, you know... I left some openings, basically, which is nice. Yeah, Blue Marvel here looks fine. Let's leave this spot mid. My instincts tell me Dazzler wants to go there to spike some power, but I just want to be careful around, you know, overcommitment and maybe leaning too hard into an Enchantress. I don't think an Enchantress is happening, but I mean, maybe. I don't really see an Enchantress. Shang-Chi's already in here, which is kind of weird. Red Guardian hits the Marvel Boy, not the Ant-Man. I think I would have preferred that to swap. It's worth more points overall, right? This again is sort of leaning a little too hard into an Enchantress, though. Maybe you spread the big wide guys here. I don't really want to use the spot for Penny, right? So I think we just save to see if we hit Mockingbird. And then it's like Mockingbird Dazzler, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Kazar here is like, it does show our full hand. Like they have a solved math at that stage, which I don't love. It's big, but it shows the full hand. I think maybe you still do that. I'm not worried about Enchantress. There's no way you have Red Guardian, Shang-Chi, and Enchantress in your Jane Foster deck. I don't even know what this deck is, dude. This is It is probably still a Mr. Negative deck, just Red Guardian and Shang-Chi, right? I think that's probably right. Okay, Dazzler's slightly bigger than Debris, I suppose. So I think you go like this. Yeah, this is great numbers, man. Honestly, yeah. Spider-Man Noir is weirdly, it kind of feels, this is going to be a very strange thing to say, it kind of feels like a Gilgamesh in this deck almost, where it's like maybe more about just like, don't have Killmonger for God's sake, I just realized. Oh. Oh. How do you not snap that? How do you not snap this? I guess this is still a destroy Mr. Negative deck or something, dude, by the way. Oh my god, dude. What a disaster. 37 power off destroyed one drops. Dude, this is like a tech negative deck, I think, who missed negative, which is brutal. Yeah, that's gonna beat us, no question about it. Dude, it's cool that we saw 18 power here, by the way. Like, that's pretty nice, but clearly not enough. Cool, cool, cool. I don't know if we have room for Kyera, by the way. I looked at it and I was like, I don't know. It's hard to squeeze it all in, you know? Oh, Sanctum Sanctorum we're actually pretty decent at. Like, Squirrel Girl there can actually get in. So if you go Squirrel Girl and Shauna, you go to 9. If you go Squirrel Girl, Marvel Boy, you're at 6. You would need a 2-drop or a couple 1-drops. Problem is, like, Dazzler's the only raw 2 that I have. I mean, I don't have a Spider-Man Noir anyway, so who knows what's the right decision, right? Oh, that would have been cool to know later. So this is actually 5 and 3. If we draw the Noir, Debris will make more sense here perhaps than Marvel Boy. Or, oh, Shadowland though. Dude, it's crazy how often locations have messed up my planning. So now we have 4. This would be 7, which is not perfect. You could wait to do the Kazar, but then you throw the whole curve off. Like, I just, like, playing Spider-Man Noir anytime other than turn 4 to me just feels very wrong. Because, like, now if I wanted to play it on turn 5, I have to skip my turn 4, which is wrong. Like, you could wait and play it with Ant-Man, but, like, you don't want to skip your turn 4. You still obviously want to play your turn 4 card. So it's like the window on it. Dude, I am just going to be so down on this card, I'm afraid. It is really tough. It is really tough. Oh, Mockingbird's a nice little spike, though. I think that'll give us a good final turn hit. Mockingbird mid, Ant-Man right, or do you... I guess you probably trust your Squirrel Girl, actually. This looks like a miss positive deck. Which can definitely... We need to get, like, super strong in one spot. I guess that's probably going to be right for us. So we'll go Mockingbird right. Because we need to make sure... We trust left, so we need to win elsewhere, which, again, yeah, Iron Man points right. That's nice. Got some extra Marvel Boy hits, too, which is nice. Guess Debris is just bigger than Ant-Man and buffs the left for any kind of tiebreaker scenarios, right? Yeah, I don't know. This... I mean, Gore's big, but... I will say Debris does buff a Gore, unlike Ant-Man. Which could matter. Again, I don't think they ever access this. I don't expect the Killmonger. Yeah, let's not buff a Gore accidentally here. I think avoiding a Gore buff could make a big difference. I don't know if it's really going to be, you know, mathematically significant, but maybe. Is Gore? Could be. It is Gore! And he's tiny. What the heck, dude? He's so tiny. Yeah, this scroll holding it down definitely matters. I guess, yeah. I guess Ant-Man actually, was he bigger than Debris anyway, bro? He caught 1 Marvel Boy buff, so he would have been 7 anyway, I guess, because he got, well, no. Debris would have been 8. So yeah, Debris was slightly bigger, but it was closer than you think because of Kazar. But anyway, we wanted all the power right, so this was the right call. Just deny any kind of Gore scenarios. Death's Domain. Okay, so this is 5. This is actually like Rhino Debris is pretty much perfect. That's 5 and 3. If you just get a Spider-Man Noir, you're just so happy. So happy. That said, it's proven so hard to get a Spider-Man Noir that I don't trust it. Rhino Debris. We'll put them both mid so that they can maybe roll left. That would be nice. Get some power filled in left. Come on, Noir, dude. Do me a favor, Noir. Be a bro. Every time I get him an opening hand, people seem to retreat for some insane reason, like they just magically know. So I have to top deck him, but that never really happens. Polaris, not a problem. Noir, please, God, one time in your life. One time in your life, Noir. Please, God, one time in your life. Please, God, one time. Mocking idiot. Yeah, like I said, I think we just... Marvel Boy's really nice to help clear out some of this annoying, you know, occupied space. Push deck, I mean, I just don't know. They can definitely get stuff into Death's Domain via Batman or otherwise. I don't mind that, spreading some power around a little bit. Polaris and Debris are now matched. Blue Marvel helps us to... Mockingbird's a good spike right, actually. Would be kind of nice to play the Mockingbird right to just lock that in right to make sure it hits, but that does... What does that do? I mean, yeah, that does also fill left and leave Dazzler mid, but what am I doing to fill the Dazzler out? It'd be pretty hard to fill the Dazzler out in that stage. Well, I mean, I guess she's already 6, so you don't really have to do much. She's kind of okay. Yeah, we deny an arrow and tie the arrow for the Monster Metropolis here. So Marvel Boy is going to be chipping in still here a little bit, and Batman's going to move. So they can maybe flip this with like a Magneto or something. So not really quite. Oh, of course, buddy. Kind of have to play Blue Marvel, right? To maybe spike this above arrow and maybe make left win, and particularly with the help from Marvel Boy. Otherwise, it sets up a tie, and that also depends a little bit on Batman. They might just go like, I don't know if they run Magneto or not, but Magneto right would actually be okay because I think we'd win left and mid. I think we're guaranteed 1 buff left, so that would put us at 14 to 13. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like Spider-Man Noir could be a 4/8. Just make him an 8 that summons an 8, you know? Like, I feel like that gives you more angles or something. Okay, so they're thinking they're fine left, but they're actually not fine left. So this is fine for us. Like, we know we're winning left, so it's guaranteed. We get a rock or Maria buff. Nice. Yeah, really nice. Mockingbird splashing above is a big flip. Yeah. Cool, dude. Blue Marvel just spiked the game. I mean, sorry that this video is going to include so many games of just this, but that's just been the reality of it, man. Like, you know, even games that don't include him are still featuring his impact because I'm like deciding about every single freaking turn, you know?